Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. An elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see, the number 11 team in the country, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Sooners will get us started with the opening kickoff. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Quarterback empties his backfield. Wants to throw. It's Simpson. Throws to the wideout. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception.
Well, statistically, this defense is not one of the better units against the pass. They're trying to change that here today. What a great job tracking the ball down, making a play on it, stabbing it out of the air for a big interception early. That should be massive for their confidence.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Got the first down, looking for more. And he's brought down after a nice game.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, boy, he is hard to bring down.
All the way down to the 15-yard line. It's first down. Give to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Let's take just a second and talk about Oklahoma. Now, they'd love to win this one today, secure that spot in the conference championship game, a remarkable achievement. But they can't really think this one's in the bag yet.
No, they've just got to continue focusing on the task at hand. I think that's a big reason why they're in this position that they find themselves in. They take care of business each and every game, David. Some hardware to be won down the road potentially, but you got to win this one.
No doubt, and I think it's hard because you're starting to see the finish line now. Getting later in the season, knowing where you're ranked, what's at stake. Let's see how they handle the pressure.
Well, it looked like that might be the first touchdown of the game, but what a great job by the defender, seeing the football and swatting it away.
This crowd knows when to bring it. On third down, he drops to throw. Zings it complete to the right. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal.
I love the aggressive nature there by the offensive play caller, too. He's not just playing it safe, get a few yards, center the ball, help our field goal kicker out. He's trying to move the sticks through the passing attack. Quarterback makes a nice throw, and now it's first and goal.
Trying to punch it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Oklahoma! A quick strike, just as we expected.
Yeah, and quick strikes are easy when you got such great field position. Obviously, when the offense starts in such a good spot, puts the defense in a bad position, and the offense takes advantage.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the...
Oh, my goodness, he's still moving. There he goes. He just brought some serious energy, making that huge play and getting it all the way down to the 23-yard line.
That's a really nice job plucking that pass. I don't know if another school has done as good a job as Alabama in recent years as bringing in top-level talent at the wide receiver position. When you think of guys like...
Let's it fly deep downfield. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown time.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And he added the extra point. They wasted no time on that drive. Got it on their 25, and 2 plays later, they're in the end zone. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He'll bring it out. It's Barnes. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. The inside handoff. Plows through the defense. They finally wrestle down the... But not before he picks up some valuable ground. A great Oklahoma running attack will bring a tear to the Boomer Sooner Nation eye, thinking of guys like Billy Sims.
And where it all started was always the ground game and the toughness, and you never question that. In Oklahoma, they got to get to that. They got to be that. They got to live that if they really want to build on what they used to be and bring that tradition and build some of that tradition in the SEC.
Found a little space, and he's got 4 to the 35.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15.
Oh, he found a space on the right. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So that penalty is going to cost them the first down as they back up, and now it's second down. And here comes the offense on second down. To the air, it's Mateer. Oh, he wants it all. Makes the grab right down the middle. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. There have been a lot of great quarterbacks to wear the crimson and cream, and he is fitting right in.
That boy good. I mean, what can't he do? Just spinning the ball down the field, making big plays, the space in the offense, the speed in the offense, always big-time explosive plays with the Sooners.
The Sooners with the 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Can't hold on. He had it right down the middle, and he flat dropped it.
Well, it was was a good throw. It was a good route, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. The RPO fires complete to the left. Knocked down at the 25-yard line. Picked up 10 there and gets a first down. Guys, Oklahoma's transition to the SEC in 2024 taught them a lesson that you might be able to get by at times without offensive consistency, but you won't thrive. So what kind of pressure, David, is the new guy under center under?
A lot of pressure, but obviously the experience, the transfer over. He was the top guy at that spot in the transfer.
Fires deep toward the end zone. Touchdown Sooners! Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
And it's so underrated, the relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Back to pass, it's Simpson. Looking down the middle. Complete to the right. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the first down.
It's a really nice looking throw. This dude is a weapon in this offense at the quarterback position. It's so funny, you know, I think back to guys like Greg McElroy and A.J. McCarron, guys that may or may not have unfairly been tabbed as game managers, and then you think of Jalen Hurts, Tua, and Bryce Young in recent years, and just how dynamic and versatile these guys were at the position and how they've really helped take this offense to the next level. Watching this guy reminds me a little bit of that.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Making side adjustments here. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Good quickness to grab it off the deflection. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37. We'll see if they have enough time to get another snap before the clock hits 0. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Wants to keep it in the air. Rushes on him. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. The discussion raged around Alabama last year. Very difficult schedule, whether they should have been included in the 12-team playoff. But if you want to make that field, not only can you not lose to a subpar Oklahoma team, you can't get housed the way the Tide did in that one.
They did give it to him, and Jackson Arnold just scored again. I mean, it was incredible.
Oh, he's got some space. Inside the 15, out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score. They've done a really good job identifying mismatches, and they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field. Running back's got some speed. Get it in his hands quickly. Throw it to him fast. Let him make somebody miss against a slower guy that's usually a linebacker.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Dropping back, it's Simpson. He's got it on the move. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
Man, a great job by the QB finding the running back, getting the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
On 1st and goal, let's see if Alabama can get it in the end zone. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he is stopped, not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still at the 3. The offense changing the play. Wants to go up top. And he's on his way. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
And I like this offense. They didn't panic. A lot of times you see offenses panic and want to get back in it when they're down really quickly, and they forced the issue. They stayed patient. They stayed within themselves, and we're an extra point away from being a tie football game.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, a quick update on a notable game going on right now in the ACC. Colorado is ahead early in Boulder, but that's not exactly Cordell Stewart out there. This game is a long way from being over. They're up by 7 over Duke. Any major changes in this ACC standoff, you'll hear about them first from us, gentlemen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Looking to throw on 1st down. Caught in the backfield, it's Robinson. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. Holding on the offense, accepted, so they'll back up and go at it again. Out of the gun, the inside give. Across the 25, he's got room. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking for a man. It's Mateer. Right down the middle. Finds the big tight end. All by himself down the middle. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
And back in the day, you used to line up and your tight end was a blocker and you threw it to him short. Now, these guys are being so dynamic in space and so athletic. Now they can make big, huge plays for your offense and put points on the board in a hurry.
And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a 2-play drive. Fielded in the end zone. It's Hampton. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. That Alabama offense. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. Might be calling a hot route. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. Wants to go up top. Got a man. It's Horton. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Back to pass. It's Simpson. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. Oh, he's getting hasty. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. This guy is special, and Alabama's had a lot of them. Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, who could make a huge play at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, big plays down the field. You get it to him, you know it could be a home run anytime he touches it. When you start mentioning those names, it just shows you the explosive nature. Everybody you mentioned, you know they can run right by you and hit those home runs, and so far, he's making some big plays in this ballgame.
Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. And he will score. Touchdown, Alabama!
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll bring it out. It's Ott. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. The shoot, quick toss to the right. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about Oklahoma. They've gotten deep into the conference race, sitting on top of the standings right now. That conference championship game is starting to loom large.
It is, and there's so much at stake, right? Like knowing in the 12-team playoff that I have a chance to get a bye, right? If I can win my conference. So a lot at stake. They've done really well. They're at the top of the leaderboard right now, Palmer, but a little bit of the season still left.
Yeah, you got to focus on today. We're at that time of season where all of us love talking about what's coming up and predicting who that conference championship game is going to be. Can they go to the playoff? It all doesn't matter if you don't win this game today, so you've got to be focused here. This is a massive game.
That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
Looking downfield, it's Mateer. Got it in the middle, it's Gibson. He'll be forced out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 44-yard line, and this offense has it going.
I love the QB here. He holds it, he holds it, he holds it just long enough to let the receiver run the drag route, and then he puts it out in front of him so he can catch it on the run in stride and then turn upfield to use his speed.
From the gun, running back gets to give.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up, you can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Pressure's there, and he lets it go.
Well, he did what he was coached to do. He threw it away, but you can see he's frustrated with himself. He knows he's one of the fastest quarterbacks in the country, and I think he's wishing he had that play back, as he might have been able to take off and scramble, and who knows what could have happened for the offense.
A veritable crimson tide of noise on Saban Field here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Past the first down marker and still running. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
And the Sooners have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Got a man, it's Gibson. Forced out of bounds, and they'll mark it dead at the 34.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great role.
Looking downfield, it's Mateer. Throws to the wideout. Working a little foot magic on the sidelines, and it'll be enough for the 1st down.
Man, this quarterback.
And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. The Sooners have it with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, Sooners! Great job by the back on the option.
And they pound the rock. The run game comes through late in the 1st half when you needed it. Now they take the lead. They take the momentum. That's how you end the 1st half.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the 1st half. To the air, it's Simpson. Under fire. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete.
This QB has been so comfortable all day long. Obviously having a ton of success. You've got to affect him. You've got to put some hits on him, those body blows, so you can make him wear out and physically feel you. This is the 1st time really getting to him. This defense needed this bad.
Back to throw, time running short in the half. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
Well, that's a huge moment here in the game at the end of the 1st half because the offense is trying to march down the field. They're trying to cut into the opponent's lead, but with that interception and with that return, the defense now, they've put their team in an opportunity to pad their lead with more points here at the end of the 1st half.
This offense is about to face the one thing that can stop it. Time expiring in the 1st half. Before then, they can get another score. The Sooners moving quickly to the line. Quarterback sneaking his way, tunneling and burrowing into the line. One more snap coming before juice boxes and orange slice. The sneak scores it.
Now, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
Lining up to add another. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And it was finished off with the quarterback sneak. You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. He'll be stopped, but good work there to get the ball out to the 37.
First and 10.
One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Might be changing the route. Scanning the field, it's Simpson. Pressure coming. Takes a hit as he fires. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. We're just about ready to start the second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. Going to the run to start this second half. There he goes. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
In halftime in this locker room, there was a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead, but you know what else will be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in this second half.
You're absolutely right here, and I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
Looking downfield on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Burks. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
They're going back to the ground. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
The pull and throw off the RPO. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Love the way he didn't just run to a spot. He found the cushion in the zone and got himself open for the first down.
Yeah, and you're taught to find that space. You know, don't run right into a zone defender who's sitting there looking at the quarterback and looking at you. So much creativity with routes now and being able to just have subtle moves one way, come back the other way. Nice job by the tight end finding that hole in the zone.
And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
And the Sooners can really attack on this 2nd and short. To the ground with the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, you love to see that from the defense, right? It's like bend, don't break. They've given up a bunch of plays on this drive, but now that they're getting down close to field goal range, you're seeing them start to stiffen up.
Yeah, and plays don't matter anymore. Yards don't matter. All that matters with these defenses nowadays is points and limiting them.
Going for the big play. Snags it. They will score. Touchdown, Oklahoma. The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Fielded in the end zone, it's Hampton. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Tide offense rolls onto the field. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
Fires to the wideout. And that is interception number 3 on the day. Got room on the return. He's out of bounds, showing off the hands on the pick, and then the nifty moves on a terrific return.
And this defense comes up with a big play, and not just the break on the ball, the catch, nice hands in the INT, but taking it almost all the way back for a touchdown, and this offense licking their chops on the 1-yard line, ready to punch this in.
Quarterback keeps it on the sneak. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
And nice job by this defense. You kind of knew something like this was coming. Great job. You got to get penetration. First thing you have to do is get up under that center. Make it really hard for him to go forward right now. Nice penetration, stopping the...
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown Sooner.
You know, this offense knew coming into the season it was so important for this guy to stay healthy. They needed him week in, week out because he plays at such a high level, and he's showing it here. That last carry was his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
Getting set for the point after. And with the extra point, they pushed the lead out a little further. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Starts from their own 25-yard line. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Got it in the middle. It's Horton.
Hey, listen, on offense, just take what the defense gives you. Quarterback looks out wide. He sees the DB way off of the receiver. Throw him the easy hitch pass. You'll take that completion.
To the air. It's Russell. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be third and short. Wants to adjust the pattern. Takes it from the gun on third down. It's incomplete, but here comes the flag, and I think it's going to be a first down. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. To the air on first down. Here's the pressure. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Trying to take it back. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back end. And here's the thing, that's number 4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
Pulls it, fired complete. And he coughed it up, and good thing he got it back himself.
Man, when these receivers fumble the football, oftentimes it's out in the open field. You have no idea who's going to jump on it. That's oftentimes how you see scooping scores. He's lucky he was able to recover his own fumble.
The drive continues after that fumble scare sent the offensive coordinator's blood pressure into orbit. They'll run play action. Unloads to the wideout. Soft spot in the middle. And a big gain there. He's knocked down immediately at the 45.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the third quarter. But when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out. And that's exactly what they're doing now.
Now a first down from the 45-yard line.
Here we go. 414 satellite. 414 satellite.
And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth-quarter comeback. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Motion from the wideout. Quick pass on the jet motion. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
To the air, it's Mateer. It's complete to the right. Breaks into the open. Huge game before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it first and goal.
Well, this defense has tried to find ways to disguise their coverage and mix it up to try to confuse the QB. It's not working, though. With that last completion, he's now got over 300 yards passing.
They've hit him with back-to-back chunk plays. Now it's first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Trying to move the pile into the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2. The Sooners racing to the line in the hurry-up. DB's right up on the receivers. They go right back to this guy on second and goal. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country. And we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction, not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for it.
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
Well, this offense really felt coming into today that they were going to have to throw the football. And for the most part, David, this quarterback has been lights out. That time, though, he lets it get away from him a little bit. And that was a critical INT for the defense and their confidence.
They needed something, man. They've given up a lot of yards, and that's the thing about the defense. Just sometimes it can change in one play. They make the interception, they force the turnover, and hopefully, for their sake, maybe get in the quarterback's head just a little bit.
Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on second and short. Looking for a man. It's Simpson. Going to take a shot. Makes the grab down the left side. Off to the races. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Bama!
Yeah, and that's simple, but it's not easy. It's a go route. Like that receiver's streaking straight down the outside of the field, and my job as a quarterback is to put that ball up in the air, keep it away from the safety. He does just that. Receiver comes down with the catch. Nice pitch, nice catch, touchdown.
And he knocked that one right down the middle. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the ACC. Colorado is ahead early in Boulder, but that's not exactly Cordell Stewart out there. This game is a long way from being over. They're up by 8 over Duke. Never know what's going to happen in the ACC, and we'll circle back if anything develops. Fellas?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. So here comes the Oklahoma offense. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
Yeah, and you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a cardinal sin. You know better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board, but you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just come out here, trust your reads, trust what your coaches have told you to do, and just go out and execute the offense.
They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
No mystery on that play. With the lead, we are going to run the ball. You know it's coming, and we are running right at you, right into the teeth of the defense, and they're still able to get a nice game.
Inside the 30 at the 29, it's a first down. They'll give it to him again. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Mateer. Throws toward the end zone. And how about that DB getting a hand in there and forcing the incomplete pass?
Well, this defense was ready for go balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up. But if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
He got a little antsy at the line of scrimmage, and they'll move him back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And now they'll have to dial something up on 3rd down after the incompletion. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Grab behind the line. It's Robinson. He is not going to get there. Stopped short of the line to gain, and it'll be 4th down. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. So now on comes the field goal unit. And the holder will place it down on the left hash. A 47-yard try coming. Defense didn't maintain its discipline there, and they get into the neutral zone. It'll cost them 5 yards. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And on 4th down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. And he'll need a little distance and accuracy, a 42-yarder from the left hash. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And that will extend their lead even further. They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work. Coming out with it, it's Hampton. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. making adjustments. Dropping back, it's Simpson. Throws to the wideout. Finds a man in the middle. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Looking to throw on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Young.
And it's all about coachable moments, and obviously they have not had a ton of success throwing the ball in this game. But as a coach, I think you're just looking for positives, like that play right there, even late in the game. Taking your steps, making the right read, an accurate throw, positive plays that you can build upon offensively for the next game.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. He wants a big play here late. He's got it along the sideline. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. Wants to throw on first down. Dumps it to the back. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
We know this guy's a weapon, not just taking handoffs, but he can catch the ball too. That play, not so much. You got to do a better job reeling it in.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. A shot toward the end zone, and it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. Not only the scoreboard, but the clock on the side of the offense as they take a knee, though the D can stop it a couple more times. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. The encroachment penalty on the D gives the offense a free 5 yards. Line getting set on 2nd down. And they take a knee on 4th down, having inflicted enough damage, and that ought to do it. Here on 3rd down.